I would say that if you don't know what you're doing, and maybe that's the recommendation I can have at the end of this talk, is that if you are not confident in putting into practice all that I've suggested earlier, and if you really do a self-assessment and you think that you don't have the time or the expertise or the emotional temper to run your own active portfolio, I would say go passive. At least passive, you won't make serious gaping mistakes and cause your retirement to be postponed indefinitely. So that's one good use for passive. But the other recognition I have of passive is that passive is like the taking advantage of the currents in the ocean. The markets have a current and you're just coasting with the current, and there's no need to buy an expensive yacht. There's no need to buy an outboard motor. There's no need to buy even a small craft with a modest engine. But as an analogy, let me just ask you, if you were to go to Changi Point, go to the jetty, and you look at the current flowing in a certain direction, and you throw in a piece of driftwood, and it floats in a certain speed and velocity in a certain direction, compared with a chap who's got a boat and an engine. And if the engine and the boat works, and I think it's a caveat, in the natural world, you can probably see what is sense and nonsense quite well, but in the financial world, nonsense seems sensible and sensible things seems nonsensical to people. In the natural world, you would jump on you would try to get from Changi to Pulau Ubin not on a piece of driftwood, because the current is taking it wherever the currents go. You would jump on a bumboat and you pay your little fee, and $2.50 for the bumboat to cross to Pulau Ubin. Does it seem like a lot of money? Yeah, it seems like a lot of money compared to jumping on the driftwood for free. But you probably won't get to Ubin on a piece of driftwood. So again, applied in the financial world, if you have a boat that has a reasonable engine and the captain is reasonably competent and sane, I would say go with the boat with an engine, because the driftwood with no engine, passively drifting with the current, is it's not very viable. Of course, holding onto the driftwood is all right if you're drowning, and well, I guess the analogy can be stretched further, but I think I should stop here. Okay, so that's my view. There's a place for it, but I wouldn't call it the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, I wouldn't. Okay.
I see. But there is also a criticism on passive investing, which is because passive investors are just almost blindly buying into the index.
Sure.
Would you see a scenario where it just become a financial bubble on itself? Where
that's a problem, you see. In this world, whether you're walking on the fields outside of Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine today, or whether you're walking the streets of Marina Bay Financial Center, your only friend in this world, you need to recognize, your only friend in this world is yourself. I mean, everyone else is trying to sell you something. There are landmines in the fields outside of Bakhmut, planted by I don't know who. And if you are unwary, you can lose a leg or more. The same in the financial world. We had people that plunged in headlong into this scheme, nickel trading scheme, and the chap is now on bail. And then we had other people jump onto this Bitcoin concept. They've lost their legs and more than their legs. So I think that whether it's important not to be blindly faithful to a label. Active investor, good. Passive strategy, better. Don't be caught up. Always be very careful to see what's beneath. Always check the ground when you're walking in the fields outside of Bakhmut. Always be careful about that sweet young thing at the banking counter at Marina Bay, trying to sell you a new banking product. Always check below the ground surface and avoid landmines, because it's going to cause you a lot of harm. And when you try to claw it back, the caveats in the prospectus or the offer document, the caveats will protect the financial intermediary, and you won't be protected. You'll be a goner.